What's the best mortgage for you? 30 years, 15, fixed, adjustable. We're going to break this down from a financial planning perspective and compare getting a mortgage for your primary home versus one for an investment property. I'm fired up. Let's get to work. What's up, guys? I'm Kay Scholl. Welcome to another financial awareness video. If you're trying to make better financial decisions and grow your wealth, you're in the right spot. So here's the deal. I'm not a mortgage broker, but I did double major in finance and real estate and spent the last 15 years in the world of personal finance. 7 years in real estate sales and 8 now as a financial advisor, helping map out people's personal financial plans. So after having thousands of conversations with people and their money, that's where my perspective is coming from. People have asked me over the years what's the best mortgage for them, and the answer is usually the same. What's your exit strategy? If you begin with the end in mind, that may help you decide what's the best mortgage for you today. What I mean is, according to some articles from Bloomberg and Forbes, which references some Zillow data back in 2019, about 37% of homes were paid off at that time, which means 63% of us will continue to make mortgage payments for a while. So when deciding which mortgage is best for you, you have to start by asking yourself a few questions. The first one would be, how long are you going to own this home for? And then the second one would be, why are you even buying this home? Interest rates are so low right now, you really do need to be thinking about real estate and monitoring your local market during the aftermath of 2020. Saving cash now for your next real estate purchase is not a bad idea. You might be able to scoop up a pretty good deal in 2021, and the time to save for that investment property down payment is now. Lending standards have changed though, so do your research and get prepared. However, if you already own a home, check out this video right here about refinancing your mortgage. Now, it would take way too long to cover every scenario out there for every person that may watch this video. Generally speaking, here are a few categories I've seen people fall into over the last 15 years. Bucket number 1, lower risk people that say, I never want to be a landlord. Bucket number 2, people that are a little bit higher risk that love investing in real estate and love real estate. And then bucket number 3, maybe somebody in their 50s that's finally getting their financial life dialed in and they need this mortgage and this home to get them through to retirement. If you fall into the I never want to be a landlord bucket, then obviously this mortgage is for your primary home. And because this is your primary home, you may end up buying more home than you need because this will likely be more of an emotional purchase versus an investment decision. With that in mind, a 30-year mortgage will allow you to buy as much home as you can afford or want, but it will take you a long time to start hammering down that principal balance based on your amortization schedule. A 15-year mortgage will have a smaller interest rate, but also comes with a higher monthly payment. Don't take my word for it though. Let's see what the numbers say. Here's an example of a $200,000 loan. On the left, a 30-year fixed at 3.5%. On the right, a 15-year fixed at 2.95%. After 5 years, in May of 2025, the 30-year fix will have been paid down to $179,000, compared to a 15-year fixed getting paid down to $141,000. This is an extra $37,000 that would have been paid down in only the first 5 years. Let's be real here, you're probably not going to keep the same mortgage for 30 whole years. But check out that total interest paid number. Wow, it really does add up over time. For everyone out there that says, yeah, but dude, I could spend less money on a 30-year loan, invest the difference, and get a higher rate of return. On paper, that's true, and you're right. But there's the story you tell yourself, and then there's reality, which is what happens in real life. Maybe you are that self-disciplined, and I applaud you. But generally speaking, in real life, too many people aren't that self-disciplined. Instead of investing that difference, people spend it. Trips, vacations, splurging on expensive items, you name it. There's usually something way more cool to buy or fun to do than investing that difference. I truly wish that wasn't true, but when we see data that shows that 40% of average Americans can't withstand a $400 unexpected expense, we know that people aren't saving enough money. Now, are there other areas of your investment life where you could have invested this $37,000 and gotten a better rate of return than the 2.95% on this loan? Absolutely. But you should be trying to do those things anyway, even if you're on a 15-year fixed rate mortgage with the I don't want to be a landlord mentality. Financial planning and investing doesn't necessarily have to be doing one thing or the other, but rather what is the best combination of cash flows that allow you to arrive at your goal. Hey, if you're getting value from this video, hit that like button and feel welcome to subscribe for future videos. If you kindly disagree about getting a 15-year fixed for your primary home before your lifestyle gets more expensive, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Here's a real life example. One of my former clients purchased their first home when they got married in their 20s and before they had kids. They're in the I never want to be a landlord bucket. They put down 20% on a conventional 15-year fixed rate mortgage. And over the last 5 years, they were able to pay down so much of their loan that they were comfortably able to upgrade their starter $250,000 home to their new larger home now that they have 2 kids, and to keep the monthly payment down on their new larger $600,000 home, they're getting a 30-year fixed. Personally speaking, I'm refinancing my 15-year fixed on my primary home in preparation for us to build our next home and turn this home into an investment property. It will cash flow so much better on a 30-year fixed, and interest rates are so low right now, it just made sense to refinance. Plus, you could always pay extra on a 30-year fixed as if it was a 15-year note anyway, if you're disciplined. Just because you get a 30-year or 15-year loan once doesn't mean you have to get it every single time you purchase or refinance your home. Do what's best for your situation. Because when you hear people say that kids cost money, what they really mean is that kids cost money. And sometimes that means getting a bigger home. All right, Teddy, time to go back downstairs. Now, if you fall into the next bucket, which is the I love investing in real estate bucket, and we're talking about a mortgage for an investment property, then you probably have a higher risk tolerance than some of your friends and are willing to deal with the headaches that come with being a landlord, or you're smart enough to budget the property management cost into your cash flow analysis. This is not the only way to grow your wealth, but if done correctly, the returns can be very handsome. Investing in real estate is all about leverage, risk, cash flow analysis, and making unemotional decisions. Properties will cash flow much better on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage and will allow you to have more money in your pocket so you can go buy more properties. If you have the time and the energy, the BRRRR strategy is a great way to go. Buy, renovate, refinance, repeat. And there are some great videos on YouTube that go deeper into that model. Another reason why the 30-year fix is the way to go for your investment properties is because, well, you're locking in your payment for 30 years. With the average inflation rate being between 2 and 3% every single year, that fixed locked-in payment will feel smaller and smaller. And potentially over the years, you might even be able to increase your rental income that property demands. You might even know someone that has said, gosh, why did I let go of that property? The payment was so low. What was I thinking? When you take property expenses and the 27.5-year depreciation schedule into consideration, both of which are not available for your primary residence, by the way, then a 30-year fix with a smaller monthly payment is the way to go for investment properties. This will provide you with better cash flow and leave you with more money each month so that you can invest in either more investment properties or other investments. As a real estate investor, part of your job is to mitigate your risks. Sure, you absolutely could go get a 5 or 7 year adjustable rate mortgage right now. But with rates so low in 2020, why would you take on that added risk? It might save you a few basis points and make you a little bit more profitable each month, but if you confidently buy the property right, you'll gain so much more equity and value from the appreciation of the property than saving a few percentage points on your rate each month. Take that adjustable rate risk off your plate and just keep it simple, lock it in fixed for 30 years. Okay, shifting gears here. If you're in your early 50s and looking to purchase your next primary home, here are a few thoughts. First off, you're a grown adult and you know right from wrong, and you're smart enough to know what is the best decision for you in your situation. However, from a retirement and financial planning standpoint, I would strongly recommend that you consider getting a 15-year fixed rate mortgage for this next purchase. The reason being, and you might not want to hear this, but you're getting closer to your retirement years. And although you cannot buy happiness, some of the happiest retirees are the ones with less overhead or no mortgage going into retirement. If you can afford the payment on a 15-year fixed for your primary home, and that's the key word, and still be able to invest for your retirement, that will further guarantee that you will be able to retire comfortably in your early to mid 60s. Got kids in college, or did you have kids late in life? That's okay. Maybe you should still get a 30-year mortgage if you're purchasing a home for more than just you and your partner. But whenever you do downsize and become empty nesters, please strongly consider a 10 or 15-year mortgage so that way you don't carry a 30-year mortgage into your 70s or 80s when you're retired. Better yet, when you do downsize, see if you can actually pay cash for that first retirement home. If you found any value throughout this video, hit that like button. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks. We're going to break this down from a financial planning perspective. What's up?
Are we sleeping over at the com?
Not tonight, tomorrow night.
I know, but can I pack?
You want to pack today for the beach condo tomorrow? Sure. That's fine. Well, make sure you pack a bathing suit. Okay. All right, let's go.